Hello. I great news. Although things have disappeared from here, although I have been somewhat undermined by computer leads in the past going missing. Samuel Coleridge Taylor's CD going missing, all sorts going missing. Thank goodness, Adrian Mitchell's book, The Apeman Cometh, has turned up again. So that is great news. Great news. And I want to just show you how great some of the poetry is. If I can, I can't necessarily promise that I'll read it to your satisfaction, but I'll try. This is a poem called A Speck Speaks. About 10 million years ago, I was a speck of rock in a vast black rock. My address was Vast Black Rock, near Italy, 12 meters under the Mediterranean Sea. The other specks and I formed an impressive edifice, bulbously curving at the base, with rounded caves and fun tunnels for the fish, romantically jagged at the top. Life, for us specks, was uneventful, one for all, welded together in the cool, salty wet. What more could specks expect? Each year a few of us were lost, scrubbed from the edges of the rock by the washerwoman waters, which smoothed our base, whittled our cornices, and sharpened our pinnacles. As the rock slowly shed skin-thin layers, it was my turn to be exposed among the packed grit of its surface, near the tip of the 59th spire from the end of the eastern outcrop. One day, it was a Wednesday, I remember, a scampi flicked me off my perch near the vast black rock's peak, and I was curried down long corridors of currents until a wave caught me in its mouth and spat me out on what? A drying stretch of yellow, white, black, red, and transparent specks. Billions of particles, loosely organized in bumps and dips, quite unlike the tight, hard group which I belonged to in the good old rock. Heat banged down on us all day long. Us? I turned to the specks next to me. A lumpish red fellow who'd been washed off a brick. I'm new here, I confessed. What are we supposed to be? He bellowed back, but the bellow of a speck is less than the whispering of ants. We're grains now, grains of sand, and this society is called beats. Beach? I said. What are we grains supposed to do? Just stray around, lie loose, go with the wind, go with the sea, and sink down when you're trodden on. Don't know if I can manage that. Used to belong to vast black rock, and we all stuck together. Give beach a try, said the red grain. Well, there was no alternative. Many eras later, I was just beginning to feel part of beach, that slow drifting, slow shifting, casual community, when I was shovelled up with a ton of fellow grains, hoisted into a lorry, shaken down a road, washed, sifted, and poured in a machine hotter than the sunshine. When they poured me out, life had changed again. My mates and I swam in a molten river down into a mould. White hot we were, then red, then suddenly cold, and we found ourselves merged into a tall, circular tower, wide at the bottom, narrow at the top. What's more, we'd all turned green as seaweed, transparent green. We had become a wine bottle. In a few flashes of time, we'd been filled with wine, stoppered, labelled, bumped to a shop, stood in a window, sold, refrigerated, drained by English tourists, transmogrified into a lampstand, smashed by a 4-year-old called Tarquin, swept up, chucked in the garbage, hauled away, dumped, and bulldozed into the sea. Now, the underwater years sandpaper away my shield-shaped fragment of bottle. So one day I shall be a single grain again, a single grain of green, transparent glass. When that day comes, I will transmit a subaquatic call to all green specks of glass, proposing that we form a vast green rock of glass near Italy, 12 meters under the Mediterranean Sea. Should be pretty spectacular in about 10 million years, all being well. I think that's a really good poem. Yeah, very good poem. Some very good poems in here.